The assembly will now come to order. The chief clerk will call the roll.
Assembly members Anderson, Backus, Brown-May, Carter, Cole, Considine, Dahlia, DeLong, Dickman, De Silva, Edgeworth, Flanagan, Gallant, Gonzalez, Goulding, Gray, Gurr, Hafen, Hanson, Hardy, Hibbets, Hunt, Jackson, Howdigi, Karras, Kasama, Koenig, LaRue Hatch, Marzola, Miller, Monroe Moreno, Moore, Mosca, Nadeem, Wynn, O'Neill, Orntlicker, Roth, Torres Fawcett, Watts, Urick, Speaker Yeager.
Here. Assembly member Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker. May the record reflect we have 42 members present.
The record shall so reflect. We have all 42 members present. That means we do have a quorum. Would members of the assembly and guests please rise? We have the prayer this afternoon by Pastor Paul Larson from St. Paul's Lutheran Church here in Carson City.
O Spirit of wisdom, present in all traditions that seek you, we gather in humility and hope. You who whisper truth in every human heart, remind us today that good governance begins not with shouting, but with listening. Bend our ears towards one another, especially when disagreement feels easier than dialogue. Soften our hearts and give us the holy courage to ask, what does our neighbor need? Bind us together not in uniformity, but in the bold, messy, necessary work of providing for the common good. And grant every legislator here today the gift of humble leadership and a heart big enough for all of Nevadans. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order business 2, reading and approval of the journal.
Carson City, Thursday, May 15th.
Assembly member Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to dispense with reading of the journal and to authorize the Speaker and Chief Clerk to make the necessary corrections or additions.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. That will take us to order business 4, reports of standing committees.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Government Affairs, to which were referred Assembly Bill number 553, Senate Bills numbers 116, 155, 208, 210, 273, 285, 313, 410, set the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with recommendation to pass. Venetia Considine, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Health and Human Services, to which was referred Senate Bill number 188, has had the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with recommendation amended to pass as amended. Tracy Brown-May, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, to which was referred Senate Bill number 428, is at the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation amended to pass as amended. Erica Mosca, Chair.
Assembly member Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May we go to order of business 8, please?
Order business 8.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that Senate Joint Resolution number 1, Senate Joint Resolution 7, Senate Joint Resolution 8, Senate Joint Resolution 9, Senate Joint Resolution 10, and Senate Concurrent Resolution 2 be taken from their place on resolution file and be placed on the resolution file of the next legislative day.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. That will now take us to order business 8, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Notice of exemption, May 15th, 2025. The Fiscal Analysis Division, pursuant to Joint Standing Rule 14.6, has determined the exemption of Senate Bills numbers 258 and 418. Sarah Kaufman, Fiscal Analysis Division.
Assembly member Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that the persons as set forth on the Nevada Legislature's press accreditation list of May 16th, 2025 be accepted as an accredited press representative, that they be assigned space at the press table in the Assembly chamber, and that they be allowed the use of appropriate broadcasting facilities, and that the list be included in this day's journal.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. That will now take us to Order of Business 9, Introduction, First Reading, and Reference of Bills.
Assembly Bill Number 587, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, requires the transfer of certain money from the account to stabilize the operation of the state government to the State General Fund.
Assemblymember Monroe Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly Bill 587 be referred to your Committee on Ways and Means.
Without objection, so referred. That will take us to Order of Business 11, Second Reading and Amendment.
Assembly Bill Number 551, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, requires a background investigation of employees, prospective employees, contractors, and prospective contractors of the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services of the Department of Health and Human Services. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 3 into Section 3 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill 20, introduced by the Committee on Judiciary, revises provisions relating to criminal procedure. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 6 end of Section 6 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
I have amendment number 578, proposed by the Committee on Judiciary.
Assemblymember Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Amendment 578 to Senate Bill 20.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Are further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
The bill is ordered reprinted and engrossed into general file.
Senate Bill number 137, introduced by the Senator Neal, requires the establishment of a program relating to medical emergencies. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 2 into Section 2 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 183, introduced by Senator Scheibel, revises provisions relating to caseworkers of agencies which provide child welfare services. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 3 into Section 3 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill 284, introduced by Senators Canizaro et al., revises provisions relating to child welfare. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 7 end of Section 7 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 299, introduced by Senators Dondero Loop et al., revises provisions relating to senior living communities. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 8 into Section 8 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 319, introduced by Senators Daley and Taylor, requires the Washoe County Board of County Commissioners, Reno City Council, and Sparks City Council to establish a board to study the creation of a county fire protection district within the territory. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 18 end of Section 18 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
I have amendment number 586, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Government Affairs.
Assemblymember Considine.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to adopt Amendment 586 to Senate Bill 319.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Are further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Bill is ordered reprinted and engrossed into general file.
Senate Bill number 330, introduced by Senator Neal, revises provisions relating to the facilities for skilled nursing. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 5 into Section 5 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 347, introduced by Senator Scheibel et al., revises provisions relating to mental health crisis holds. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 2 end of Section 2 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
I have amendment number 579, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Judiciary.
Assemblymember Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Amendment 579 to Senate Bill 347.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Are further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Bill is ordered reprinted and engrossed into general file.
Senate Bill number 372, introduced by Senator Steinbeck, revises provisions relating to the care of children. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 4 end of Section 4 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill Number 408, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, revises provisions relating to county hospitals and county hospital districts. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 into Section 1, Section 5 into Section 5 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
The bill is ordered to general file. Assemblymember Howdigy.
Thank you, Speaker. Order of Business 8, please.
Order of Business 8.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Senate Bill 451 be taken from its place on general file and be placed at the top of general file.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Assemblymember Howdigy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Senate Bill 114 be taken from its place on general file and be placed at the top of general file for the purposes of amendment.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. That will now take us to Order of Business 12, general file and third reading.
Senate Bill Number 114, introduced by Senators Pazina et al. Revises provisions governing certain landlords. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 into Section 1 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
I have Amendment Number 620, proposed by Assemblymember Marzola.
Assemblymember Marzola.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to adopt Amendment 620 to Senate Bill 114.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
The bill is ordered reprinted and grossed into general file.
Senate Bill Number 451, introduced by Senator Canizaro. Extends the property tax imposed to employ police officers with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 4 end of Section 4 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks. Assemblymember Backus.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 451 provides for the continued imposition, use, apportionment, and administration of a property tax rate of 20 cents on each $100 of assessed value in unincorporated areas of Clark County and the city of Las Vegas, which was originally approved by the voters at the November 1996 general election to be imposed for a period of 30 years for the employment of police officers with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, beginning July 1st, 2027, and ending June 30th, 2057. Order of Business 15.
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Supporting SB 451 is about making sure we don't fall behind on public safety. It's about giving our officers the stability they need to do their jobs well and giving our families the peace of mind they deserve. This funding allows Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to deliver the vital services our community has come to expect and to reduce crime, increase services, and keep our community safe. Nevada's families are worth it. I urge your full support of SB 451.
Further remarks. Assemblymember Dickman.
I rise in opposition to SB 451, Order of Business 15.
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is really difficult for me because I've been told that my no vote is going to be interpreted as wanting to defund the police, which couldn't be further from the truth. We all want officers protecting us, and no one supports peace officers more than I do. However, this tax was implemented by a vote of the people, and it should be extended by a vote of the people. I was told that it would cost $170 million to keep the 800 officers. From Clark County's own budget, here are a couple of examples of wants rather than needs. $271 million for new park upgrades and splash pads. $634 million for county building remodels and office construction. $215 million in technology upgrades, not for public safety, but for internal departments. There is plenty of money to fund our police if spending is properly prioritized. I urge a no vote. Thank you.
Further remarks. Assemblymember Gallant.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise in support of SB 451. I dug into this bill at great...
Assemblymember, would you like Order of Business 15?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were in that. My apologies. Order of Business 15?
Order of Business 15.
Okay. Thank you. So I dug into this bill and looked at the history. When we take a look at the Clark County and the Las Vegas ballot initiative, there was no language about sunsetting. The More Cops revenue for our from our property taxes. It was this body that enacted the 30-year sunset. So for that reason, I do believe that it is in our purview to choose to extend it, and I do hope that our cops have our support from this body. Thank you.
Thank you. Further remarks, Assemblymember Marzola.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of Senate Bill 451, Order of Business 15.
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I proudly support Senate Bill 451 because it represents a clear and necessary investment in public safety and the well-being of our communities. This funding allows the Las Vegas Metro Police Department to deliver the vital services our community has come to expect, and by passing this measure, we ensure that our neighborhoods and families remain safe and well protected, not just today, but for future generations to come. As a mother, I believe our families deserve to feel safe in their homes, their schools, and in their neighborhoods. By supporting this legislation, we're taking action to ensure that law enforcement can meet the growing needs of our communities while maintaining high standards of service. Senate Bill 451 keeps our families safe. It's smart policy and necessary for Nevada. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Seeing no further remarks on Senate Bill 451, the Chief Clerk will open the roll. Would anyone like to change their vote? The Chief Clerk will record the vote. There are 41 ayes, 1 nay. The bill having received a constitutional 2/3 majority, I declare it passed and ordered to enrollment.
Assembly Bill number 381, introduced by Assembly Members Hardy et al. And Senator Scheibel, revises provisions relating to animals. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 16, end of Section 16, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Section 1 or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks. Assemblymember Hardy.
Assembly Bill 381 requires peace officers and animal control officers to seize animals found to be treated cruelly and ensures local governments provide the animal with shelter and care or arrange humane euthanasia with the owner's written permission. If the owner does not request a hearing within 5 days or cannot be identified, the animal is forfeited to the local government. The bill enhances penalties for animal cruelty and related offenses, including torturing, maiming, mutilating, or killing an animal, willful and malicious treatment in certain circumstances, abandonment of an animal, certain animal cruelty which causes the animal's death, and harming a police animal. In addition, courts may ban convicted offenders from owning an animal for periods of time. They can order restitution for associated costs and require counseling or treatment. Juvenile offenders must receive psychological evaluation and counseling. It also authorizes courts to issue restraining orders and provides affirmative defense in certain circumstances. I rise in support of Assembly Bill 381, Order of Business 15.
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Justice for Reba. That was the message so many of us heard loudly and clearly in July of 2024 after a bulldog was trapped in a plastic bin with the lid taped shut and left behind in a grocery store dumpster. Since the moment I first heard this tragic story, I vowed to carry legislation for Reba and for all those like her that suffer unspeakable cruelty, and to ensure Reba's death was not in vain. Today I rise to speak, not just for our constituents, but for the voiceless, the animals who suffer in silence at the hands of abusers. Reba's Law was born from tragedy, but it carries a message of hope and accountability. It tells the people of Nevada that we will not tolerate cruelty, and we will not allow innocent lives to be harmed without consequence. Reba's life mattered, and with this law, we make it clear that all animals deserve protection, dignity, and justice. Let Nevada lead the way in saying no more leniency for abusers, no more silence in the face of suffering. Let this be our stand for compassion, for justice, and for Reba. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember. Are there any further remarks on Assembly Bill 381? Seeing none, the Chief Clerk will open the roll. Would anyone like to change their vote? Chief Clerk will record the vote. There are 42 ayes, 0 nays. The bill having received a constitutional majority, declare it passed and ordered transmitted to the Senate. Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Order of Business 8, please.
Order of Business 8.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that all remaining bills on general file be taken from their place on general file and be placed on the general file of the next legislative day.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Staying under Order of Business 8, I move that Senate Bill 258 be withdrawn from your Committee on Ways and Means and be placed on its appropriate place on general file.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Assemblymember Howdigi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Staying under Order of Business 8, I move that Senate Bill 258 be taken from its place on general file and be placed on the general file of the next legislative day.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Members, that will take us to Order of Business 15, remarks from the floor. We'll start with Assemblymember Mosca.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As we continue to celebrate AANHPI Heritage Month, I will briefly share about a cultural tradition. Each January, the Ati Atihan is celebrated in the Aklan province. This grassroots celebration brings communities together through dance, music, and vibrant expressions of culture. Rooted in resilience and community spirit, the tradition embodies values shared deeply by Filipino Americans in Nevada: service, intergenerational connection, and the belief that joy is a powerful form of civic pride. And I remind our members that Monday is ANHPI Heritage Month at the Legislature, and we encourage you to wear your cultural wear of any heritage if you are able. Thank you.
Assemblymember O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a real honor today to give a little history and, yes, stand. Grab the flag. And tell you, 160 years ago today, the forerunner, or the Nevada Appeal, the first edition, hit the, I guess I would say, streets, the pathways of Carson City. I am honored to have with me today the owner, publisher, and all-around chief cook of the Nevada Appeal, Adam Trumbull. And I may give a little history and talk about the appeal very quickly. As I said, today's the first edition, and on January 1, 2025, Adam purchased the Nevada Appeal, the Record Courier, the Lawton Valley News, and the Northern Nevada Business Weekly. Adam has lived in Carson City since 2007, when he started working for the Appeal. He's a graduate, 2005 graduate of Central Michigan University with a degree in journalism. And as I said, today it's a real pleasure, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will say the Nevada Appeal is the oldest continuous running newspaper in the Silver State. that has stood the test of time since its inception as the ardently pro-union Carson Daly appeal, which first circulated in the streets of Carson City on May 16, 1865, during the early months of Nevada's statehood and the final weeks of the American Civil War. Let it be proclaimed that the 160th anniversary of the Nevada appeal is celebrated today at the Nevada Legislature, and heartfelt congratulations are extended to the Nevada appeal and its staff for being a cherished and reliable news source that has flourished longer than any other media in the state of Nevada. Signed by our Speaker and Representative of Assembly District 40, yours truly. Please make him feel welcome. Thank you.
Assemblymember Jackson.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to recognize my cousin, Dara Marcus, a young therapist who is a licensed clinical social worker that works with the youth and adults in Southern Nevada. Could you please make my cousin feel welcome?
Assemblymember Hunt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I have the pleasure of having with me Dr. Madeline Kelly. Dr. Kelly is the chairman of the North Las Vegas Library District Board of Trustees, and I am proud to say she is my constituent in AD 17, North Las Vegas. As chair of the Board of Trustees, she oversees important decisions regarding funding, governance, programming, and policy for the city of North Las Vegas, for the city of North Las Vegas' 3 standing libraries. So please, let's thank Dr. Kelly and all others who are endeavoring in the important work of bettering our public libraries. And let's give her a warm welcome in the People House.
Assemblymember Hafen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise to celebrate a man whose vision, passion, and relentless drive have left an incredible mark on the world of motorsports. A good friend of mine, John Morris, the owner of the Spring Mountain Raceway in Pahrump, Nevada, he just turned 78 earlier this week. In 2004, John Morris took bold steps that would change the course of motorsports in this state forever. He acquired Spring Mountain Raceway in Pahrump and set out to turn it into a world-class destination. Under his leadership, what was once a modest track has become a global beacon of speed, skills, and community. Today, the Spring Mountain is not just a raceway. It is a jewel in the desert for professional drivers, weekend enthusiasts, and everyone in between. John's commitment to excellence is evidence in every corner of his facility. He's invested cutting-edge technology, infrastructure, rigorous safety standards, and many more, like Ron Fellows Performance Driving School and the Corvette Owners Driving School. These initiatives have empowered many to push the limits, master their craft, and experience the joys of motorsports. His vision has drawn racers, fans, and auto manufacturers from around the world to this great state and put Pahrump on the world map. But John's impact has gone beyond the track. His journey from a young dreamer to a pioneer leader inspires us all. He's shown us with passion and perseverance, any dream is possible. His dedication has built a community that has thrived, where laps tell stories and where the spirit of motorsports lives on. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to proclaim my deepest admiration. His legacy at Spring Mountain Raceway is one of innovation, inspiration, unrelentless commitment to not only motorsports, to building a community and furthering this great state. To you, John, we say thank you for your vision, your leadership, for making Spring Mountain, Pahrump, and Nevada a place where dreams take flight. Please join me in honoring his legacy and wishing him a happy birthday. Here's to John, a true champion of motorsports. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Assemblymember O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for a second stab at 15. I just saw a text. If anybody is staying here this weekend and enjoying our beautiful weather here in Carson City, I received information that our Nevada State Prison Preservation Society, using the old original Nevada State Prison, is having a dark prison haunted house this weekend. They welcome any and all to attend. The Dark Prison Haunted House is an immersive experience filled with terrifying live actors, jaw-dropping special effects, and menacing monsters. And to give you a very quick example of some of the things that you may experience if you so desire, deep inside the old Nevada State Prison, Unit 15 has been overtaken by the twisted experiments of Dr. Stain, once the head medical officer, now a madman with a scalpel. With the warden dead and the inmates rising, this isn't just a haunted unit, it's a full-blown nightmare. Are you brave enough to step inside? Stick around. Carson's the place to be this weekend. I've got more for next weekend when we have the Rib Fest. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Assemblymember. I have seen enough scary movies that I am not going to that prison. It sounds like a setup. Any other order of business? 15. Assemblymember Howdigee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before we adjourn, I would like to let the members know what the order of committees will be for the remainder of the day. If you sit on legislative operations and elections and revenue, please head to your committees upon the adjournment of floor. Both committees will be meeting and finishing their work sessions. Upon the adjournment of legislative operations and elections and revenue, we will then go to natural resources. So head to natural resources upon the adjournment of those two committees. Upon the adjournment of natural resources, we will head into commerce and labor. Upon the adjournment of commerce and labor, we will head into growth and infrastructure. And upon the adjournment of growth and infrastructure, we will head back into ways and means. And so, again, upon the adjournment of floor, please head to legislative operations and elections. Seeing no other business before us, Mr. Speaker, I move that the Assembly stand adjourned until May 19th, 2025 at the hour of 11:30 a.m.
Assemblymember Howdigee has moved that the Assembly stand adjourned until Monday, May 19th, 2025 at the hour of 11:30 a.m. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.